Hi, I'm Elkie. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Port Lincoln. Port Lincoln is on the Eyre Peninsula. It has around 16,000 people. The main industries are agriculture, aquaculture and tourism. The best part about living in my town is the location. There are lots of great beaches that are only a short trip away. Port Lincoln is big enough that we can have lots of fun and do whatever we want, but it's also small enough that everything isn't too far away. Because of our small community, I know everyone at my work and it's a really happy place, teaching kids to swim. One of the main issues the young people face in Port Lincoln is at school. Because we live in a rural town, we miss out on a lot of opportunities that lots of other students in the metro areas get to do every day. For example, I recently went to Adelaide Riders Week. We saw lots of kids who walked there without their backpacks on from school, while my class had just dropped off their suitcases and were only able to go because of travel grants. I really want to go to university to study psychology, but I'm worried I won't be able to afford it or afford a place to live. I'm worried I won't be able to afford groceries or fuel for my car. I'm also scared because I've grown up watching all of these prices rise and I'm not sure what I can do about it. My one message to the future leader of Australia is to tackle climate change to support the industries like fishing and farming that are vital to my town. Building renewable energy sites and making sustainable living more affordable are steps that they can take for us all to move forward.
Hi, my name is Jaden Phelps. I'm 13 years old and I live on a farm roughly 15 k's from a town called Cummins. We are a very local district and we have lots of local businesses such as grain and other food places. It's good living in Cummins because there's not much traffic and all the places are very close to get to and you don't have to walk too far, but then there aren't too many major stores, so it is harder to get lots of other supplies. I'm worried about having to learn how to drive as some of the roads here are very dodgy and aren't the best to drive on. Federal leaders could help my community by making the roads more safe for young and old people. I would tell the future leader of Australia to bring down the cost of food and other supplies as it is getting very high.
Hi, I'm Nora. I'm 13 years old and live on a farm 15 k's out of Cummins. Cummins is a small town in the middle of the lower Eyre Peninsula and there's around 600 people in the town and a couple thousand in the area. The main industries in our local area is agriculture, which includes cropping and livestock. Some of the good bits about living in Cummins is it's very local and everybody knows each other and we're very community orientated. But some of the bad bits is that we're very far away from lots of the cities and we don't get as many opportunities over here. Some of the main issues facing young people in my area is that there's not as many opportunities and it's harder to get your name out there. For instance, if we want to go away to college and uni, we have to move 7 hours away from our family for a long time. I'm personally worried about the likelihood of a drought in our area this year, as last year was the driest year on record. The federal leaders could help us by just providing assistance and more opportunities in our area and just helping us out a bit more.
Alice Springs has a population of 30,000.
The weather in Alice Springs is always extremely hot in summer. During winter, it'll be freezing in the morning and hot in the afternoon.
The good parts about this town is it's a short drive everywhere, a lot of sports, YMCA and a lot of events.
Yeah, some of the bad things about the town is like at night, it's pretty crowded everywhere.
I feel like there's a lot of crime in Alice, like shops and houses getting robbed and cars getting smashed, and a lot of it is kids because there's lack of activities in Alice and there's like not enough stuff keeping them busy.
Some things that politics could do is do more free events for the youth to come and distract their mind almost and just have fun.
I also think that if they create more fun events in school, more activities for students to do, then more students would want to come to school and that would feel less mischief.
If they create some more mental health workshops for kids to come to, it'd be a lot better. So some kids who may be a bit too ashamed to tell their friends or their family that they're feeling depressed or angry about things, they have someone to talk to. Or even the ones we do have, they need to find a better way to reach out to the young kids and make it feel more appealing.
Hi, I'm Aria and I'm 16.
Hi, I'm Bridie and I'm 17.
And we live in Mount Isa. It's not as big as the normal city, but it's still like large in area, I guess.
We do have opportunities, but the opportunities we have aren't really like
enough.
So when you get into Mount Isa, the first thing you'll notice is there isn't like many buildings at all. Like there is definitely stuff to do around town, but I'd say all the things you do mostly involve going out bush. So like going to Painted Rock and Lake Mundara, going swimming in that and fishing. There isn't as many people. We are a very tight-knit community. I know basically everyone in town. It's nice to know everyone. The issue of vaping in our town it's quite a large issue. Most people at our school vape. It's not a very nice thing. And car theft is another big one, youth crime. Lots of things get stolen here. Like you can't leave anything anywhere because it will get taken. In small towns, you also notice the changes like cost of living, everything's getting more expensive, and it's definitely getting hotter in the summer. It's autumn and I'm sweating. Every time we get a new leader, it seems that they do the same thing and it's not really helping the country as much. The teenagers in Mount Isa do care about what happens in the city, and we do want changes that happen in the city to happen to kids like us, like helping build the schools up, better support with schools, and also need to let you know that Mount Isa is a really nice place. So if you ever get the chance to visit, come down. We'd love to have you.
Hi, I'm Erica and I'm from Coffin Bay. There are about 650 people who live there, and the main industries are oyster farming and tourism. Living in my town's really cool because I'm always right next to the beach. I can go to the beach and sit down there or go snorkeling and paddleboarding whenever I like. And all of my friends live here. It's just really cool because I know everyone. The main issues facing young people is that we don't have as many opportunities as people who live in the city would. And when I'm older, there's not going to be as many university opportunities. And next year I'm going to have to travel an hour to get to the school that I'm going to. I'm personally worried that if we don't act now to save the environment, that there's not going to be much left when I'm older and it's just not going to be good.